Hi everybody, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb. Welcome to the ARTyRV live stream tonight. It's a fun night tonight, and we're so excited. We got some new merch in, and we just wanted to show it off.
Sharing it with you. Barbara's got her pink one, and mine is navy blue. Of course, that's what I like, navy blue. So cheers, Barb, to a great show. Welcome everybody.
I hope everyone is safe and warm, and I hope everyone is doing well. We have a nice live stream for you tonight.
We do.
We do. We'll be talking about copper foil. Ed will be doing some glass demos. And
we'll be
what else you got
well,
planned?
we're going to talk about copper foil, a couple of different copper foils, and we're going to talk about copper foil overlays, Barb.
Yes.
And different ways that you can do that. And so we got a lot of things going on and that we're really excited about. And it is a beautiful night. The rain is finally offshore. It's out in the ocean now, and that's enough of that.
Yes.
Had it all day today.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
So if you're tuning in for the first time, we do this every Monday night at 7 o'clock. We welcome everyone from the glass community, or if you're just interested in glass, or if you're a crafter, or if you're experienced, or if you're a teacher, or own your own stained glass company. We welcome everyone, and we all share in the knowledge, and we have a very friendly community.
We do.
So
we have an awesome community, I think, Barb. We really have a lot of great viewers. And guess what, guys? We're now at 34,519 as of tonight. So I'm thinking by Valentine's we should hit that 35,000. That would be a nice Valentine's present.
Yes, and all of your Valentine's gifts are here except for one.
Well, I'm here, and you're here. This is the one right here.
Yeah, I like Valentine's Day.
I do too. And we have I've made reservations for dinner for her.
Okay, well, sounds
fun.
So
I got part of that done.
Okay, we get busy.
Busy. Yeah, so we got some new merch in. We've got our hats are now available. And Barbara's got her new hoodie on.
Okay, this hat is on the Conway Glass website, so just go to conwayglass.com. We only have a few in stock.
And they're this color. They're the turquoise color.
Yeah.
So we have those. And Barbara's got her new hoodie on.
Yeah,
and,
I love it. It's very good quality.
And if my T-shirt shows up, we're going to do an opening.
Yeah.
It's on its way.
His T-shirt is the only one that hadn't showed up, the only thing that hadn't showed up yet, and it's supposed to be delivered by 7 o'clock tonight.
So Barbara's chasing the run in her new hoodie.
Yeah, Chase the Run.
Chase the Run. And the T-shirt says, what does it say?
Down and Away.
Down and Away.
So I think that you can see, if you go to the description, you can see some of the T-shirts and things.
I'm sorry, we got our leg tied up.
Okay. All right.
All right, everybody. So remember, tonight and every other Monday night, if you have a question for us, please put it in the queue over there and put a Q in front of it. So just put it in the chat, but make sure you put a Q in front of it because it's easier for Barb to see it. And then we'll answer your question. And we're looking forward to that. So let's get some good questions in tonight. Let everybody time to get here because there's a lot of you in the chat tonight. And those of you that have just recently joined the membership, the ARTyRV Fan Club, your names are on the fan club page tonight. So Barbara made sure that she got you guys loaded up in there today.
Thank you, new members. We had a couple new members this week, and we appreciate you guys. Also, I want to talk about the upcoming box giveaway we have. If you're a member, as of January 31st, you'll be put in a drawing for our giveaway box, and we'll do that every month, and we'll be giving it away
quarterly.
Quarterly.
It takes 3 months to fill the box up,
right.
So.
But this box will do the drawing. You have to be a member as of January 31st, but we'll do the drawing the Monday in
February 3rd.
February 3rd.
Yeah, so we'll do a live drawing. So all the members, if you haven't joined the fan club yet, you can just go to the page right there on the top of our page, and it'll show you how to get to a member, and it's all awesome. It's great. Ray's here tonight, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up for
Thumbs
Ray.
up for Ray.
Thank you, Ray. Guys, let me tell y'all something about Ray. Ray is a very awesome man who helps Barbara and I tremendously during the live streams and in other ways throughout the week and throughout the weeks and months. So, Ray, I want to thank you personally for everything that you do, and we appreciate it very much.
Okay. Let's see where we are here. I'm looking at a couple questions that have come in.
Yeah.
Fishing Urban. Let me make sure that's the first question. I'm going to go up, 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 up. I think it is the first question. Hello, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. I think that is okay. Fishing Urban. We found some lovely beach glass on our vacation, and I was wondering if you had any tips on working with it.
You can treat it just like any other glass. Of course, most beach glass is broken bottles that's been tossed around in the ocean. Therefore, it's been tumbled in sand, and the edges are smooth. You shouldn't have any trouble, or actually they're frosted, so you shouldn't have any trouble with copper foil sticking to them if you do foil. And the other thing is that it should look really good. You know, when glass is frosted or sandblasted, it diffuses the light and creates a different light altogether. We just had our bathroom done with a diffusing sandblasted film, and it changed the entire bathroom. And I mean, we both knew what it was going to do. We just hadn't had time to get it done, and we finally got it done. So yeah, working with sea glass is really a lot of fun, and you can treat it just like any other glass. So.
And what was that was any tips on working with it?
Yeah, but just treat it like any other
Yeah,
glass.
there are a lot of videos out there about sea glass and what you can do with it. I've seen people make flowers with it, and
well, like I said, because most of it's curved
trees,
because it's broken bottles.
Trees, you know, like Christmas trees. So
yeah, there's a lot going on with it, and it's really a beautiful glass. So have fun with it.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. I would have fun with it.
Yeah.
Be creative.
Yes,
because you've got a palette now in front of you. And so maybe even watch the video of making a memory box and put a piece of sea glass down in the bottom from your trip to the ocean.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ed.
Thank you.
Barbara Cadwell says thanks for the advice on the ballet dancer that she was working on. You're very welcome. That's beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful piece. Yeah. Nice.
Very nice.
Frank, you have a question here. I think you need to resubmit that. I don't know what that means. Or it says a good clear coat to use on reining to stop it from turning color. I'm not sure what that means. But resubmit that, and I'll catch up with you on that one. Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. What is a good clear coat to use on reining?
I don't know. There's a spell check error in there.
Yeah, I think there's just a spell check error.
I can't imagine what that is, but resubmit that so we can get.
So I'm not sure. I know that the only thing that should be used a clear coat on is the back of a mirror. I don't know of any stained glass project, Frank, that you would spray a clear coat on. I'm not.
It would be on the back of a mirror to keep it from turning color.
From the silver from changing colors.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Michelle wants to know, someone posted a question about, excuse me,
Bless you,
antimony in lead. I've never heard of it. Can you explain? I have no idea what that is.
Antimony, it's a metal.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. It is probably part of the lead that we use.
Google it.
I would Google it, hon, because I really don't. I don't pay any attention to that stuff. I've been using it long enough, and know how to use it, and so it's probably what makes the lead pliable if you look it up. So
Caming. Okay, that question had something to do with caming, but I'm not sure what.
Well, you were busy coughing.
I know,
sneezing.
my eyes closed and I lost my place. doesn't take much.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. How much money does it cost to start a stained glass hobby?
Hey.
Startup.
Well, you know what? We have a pricing book on our website that you can purchase, and that explains to you the different things that you need, how to charge for your work, and that'll kind of give you an idea how to start it up. You know, you can start up with as little or as much money as you want. I would think. We started.
Yeah, we do have a toolkit on our Amazon page, so you can go there and look through the tools that you see there, and it'll have, you know, each category. You'll need something from each category. You'll need solder. I would say if you buy a grinder, you're gonna spend $200.
Well, on a basic grinder, and I tell you this: if you buy a new grinder and you're just starting out, you know, you don't need to spend $600 or $800 on a grinder, and they're out there for you.
Yeah.
What you need are the basic tools until you advance and you create enough confidence in yourself and your work looks really good, and then you can advance into much more expensive tools. So, you know, you start up, you know, a toolkit's going to run you, you know, a couple $100 maybe, but you just need the basic tools. You don't need everything. But if you're one of those people like I am, you want to have the tools to use. So the tools that I use and we recommend are on our tool page on the ARTyRV website.
Yeah. So each category has all the things you need, from health and safety to cutting and soldering to everything.
Just make sure that the health and safety part is really important as well. So check that page out, because there's cleaners for your hands, there's wipes and things like that. So as you're working with this process, you know, soldering, I would say you could probably wear one rubber glove, but don't wear two. And definitely don't stick your soldering iron to the rubber glove, because then it sticks to your hand and you have to peel it off. So we don't want to do that.
Pauline wants to know what the blue ripple glass was.
Pauline, I got your message, hon, and I found a piece of the ripple glass. It doesn't have a number on it. It is some of our earlier live streams, flip through them, and because we're cutting that glass. I know it's a Wismac, it's a LL, and I want to say it's a 334, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think if you go to the live streams, Pauline, if you scroll down, I think it's about right in the middle, like in the middle of the streams.
Okay.
It's in one of those. I just saw it the other day, but I can't really tell you what number it was either.
Okay.
There's so many.
Well, it sounds like our UPS guy just showed up.
Are you kidding me?
And Mary is at the back door, and I think the door's locked.
Okay, I'll be right back.
But they have to check those things before they leave. And so yeah, I think our UPS guy just showed up with my new T-shirt, and that's because Mary was barking outside. She was like, "Where's that UPS guy at the door?" And so that's her. There she is. She's on the Mary cam, everybody.
Hey, Ed, the door was unlocked.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe Taylor's bringing in the trash cans. Thank you, Taylor. Knucklehead. She can.
Shirt's not here.
I know it. I was going to do an opening because I can't wait to. I really can't wait to see it, y'all.
Okay.
So it'll be here tonight.
Okay. Oh,
It'll
my
be here
goodness.
tonight.
Let me get her biscuit too.
All right. So
Keep talking.
Ray, we got this. Well, just for everybody, not just Ray, but Ray. Our new pet store in town carries the brand American dog treats that you send to Mary. So, and thank you, Ray, by the way. We appreciate that very much. So they have this thing. It's called a kebab, and it has chicken, liver, and beef on it in little pads, and it's about this long. It's about 14, 15 inches long. And then it has 2 pieces of collagen pork that's all this is wrapped around. So she gets this little kebab, and it'll last her for the rest of the live stream, which is good. That little bark she just did, we apologize to you if you're listening in your earbuds, because I know it's a little bit strong. But she is a very strong little girl, and thank you, Taylor. And she's excited. Let me see that kebab. Let me show it to everybody. Let me show the kebab. She just loves this. Look at this. Look at this. That's a kebab for my girl. For my girl. Here you go. Get out of here, knucklehead.
Okay, let's get back to stained glass. Story.
Let's get back to glass. Sorry about that, guys. We got to interrupt. Hey, you know what? We're just one big family. So if your dog needs a snack, go ahead and give her one too. Give him one.
Okay.
Give them
one. Let me
one.
get back to business. I'm sorry, y'all. I got
Okay.
excited. I thought it.
So I want to. Hey, Paul Menendez is here. Hey, Paul. Want to say hi to you and thank you for everything in beautiful, sunny Clearwater Beach tonight.
You can watch the rerun, Paul. She won't let him. Oh, you saw that already,
Yeah,
right?
I did. Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Where are we?
So we got
it's
a question,
easier to
right?
Get a smooth okay. Is it
Carol.
easy? Carol. Hey, Carol.
Hey, Carol.
Is it easier to get a smooth bead on a wider solder line? I've been struggling with getting a nice bead when I use the thinner foil.
Actually, the thinner foil is easier. The 7/32, Carol, is pretty much the rule of thumb when you're using 3mm glass. And the thing about using a wider foil is it creates a much wider bead, of course. And then you're going to be using more solder. Myself, Carol, and again, this is me, I prefer to use the 7/32 foil just about on everything. And if I need to shrink it, I'll cut it with my X-Acto knife. But very seldom do I use a wider foil unless I'm doing like some sort of overlay or I'm trying to create something. So if you're with your soldering, if you will, you are really proficient at what you do, ma'am. And but what you need to do is try the touch and go first. And 1, 2, and you don't have to count out loud because it might get a little bit annoying for your husband. So don't count out loud, but count in your head 1, 2, 1, 2, and then what I do, and we talked about this in the beginner stained glass class last weekend, and then you can go back and turn your soldering iron, the tip on its edge, and allow that solder to melt behind it. And as soon as it melts, you'll see it lift up, just like the wake on a boat. It'll lift up. And then when you're soldering, Carol, if you'll count to yourself, this is the speed that I like to solder to. And I'm counting to myself all the time when I'm doing copper foil. But it's this speed. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as you're counting that, you're pulling your soldering iron 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you'll do that, you'll see that bead roll up behind it and you're moving away fast enough. If it's flattening out when you're doing it, then you're working a little bit too hot. Cut the temperature back and try it again. But it should work that way for you, Carol. I sure hope it does. And that's a really good question, not just for you, but for all of our viewers. 2 things that people have the biggest trouble with in stained glass are soldering and cutting. And we have that weekend workshop coming up in March. It's full. People were like standing in line to get to it. So we may have it.
We'll do another one
We'll
this
do a
summer.
couple more, I think, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's so, once you gain your confidence in glass cutting, and then you gain your confidence in soldering, because everything in between is the fabrication process, the grinding, the foiling, all that stuff is secondary compared to cutting and soldering. So, Carol, I sure hope that answer helps you out. And if you'll just try and just count in your head, and your beads should bead up. And the other thing is, turn your soldering iron on its edge, use the point of the chisel tip, and use it at about 35 degrees. Not temperature-wise, angle-wise. And it should just bead right up behind you, but do the touch and go and then bead it up.
Okay, another question came in. Have you ever used one of those tools that twists the lead for decorative borders?
Well,
we have a video on
We have a video on that, and the tool that I use is a drill.
Yeah.
You don't need to buy one of those tools, but if you want to, you can. But a drill and a lead vise works really good, or a drill and a nail. So if you don't have a lead vise, yeah, twisted lead or rope borders look incredible on certain pieces. So, and you know, because you have so many different profiles of lead, you know, all the way up to, like I'm getting ready to use to highlight a an animal in a window that I'm working on. I'm getting ready to use 3/8 round H to highlight that animal in the window, and it's really going to look neat, I think.
Okay, another question. Do you ever glue glass onto glass or mirror onto glass versus using copper foil or lead? This person does mosaics, and they're wondering if you can advise what adhesive works best on mirror, glass on glass.
Well, glass on glass, I'll tell you something. Silicone sticks to two things: itself and glass. So if you can use a transparent clear silicone and use a little bit of it, the problem that I find with E6000 for doing that type of thing is that it's too rubbery. And so it works really well on pendant bales, things like that. But if you'll use just clear silicone, GE silicone, and you'll find that once it's done, once it's there, and you don't want to use a lot of it because it's also, like the E6000, difficult to clean up. So make sure you use just enough. But the clear silicone is going to be your best bet. If you're into gluing glass to glass, use the clear silicone.
Kelly wants to know, what is the best way to cut a heart shape?
The best way to cut a heart shape is, number one, you should be quite proficient at cutting glass, number one. I'm not going to show you a heart tonight because I got a whole other live stream to do. But
we'll do one in February.
Right, and I'll explain that. We have a video that shows you how to cut a heart. Okay.
Yes, we do.
There are two different ways to cut a heart. One is drilling a hole and bringing the hip, what I call the hips, around to it, and the other way is to, when you bring the hip around, you put a little bit of a radius in the center of the heart. Your heart, no heart ever is pointed unless you draw it. Yeah, unless you draw it. So, and if you and there's a couple of different ways to cut that heart. But the one thing that you probably will need is you're going to do a little bit of tapping, and you're going to have to be very fragile with it. But the most important thing that it's in our video about cutting a heart is the fact that it needs to be some sort of a radius. Glass is not designed to be cut into a perfectly right angle. It just doesn't work that way because the score is always going to run the other way. Even when I'm taking that corner out in the video, and Ray may pop those videos up for you, but when I'm cutting the corner out, there is a little tiny radius, and we're tapping it, and then your running pliers are actually used upside down later on in the video. So be careful with it. Check out the video. And Barbara said I'll be cutting a heart, so I guess I'll be cutting a heart.
You'll be cutting a heart in February. February is going to be Valentine's
Day. Yeah, so that radius in the V is very important.
The video is a box video, and
that's right. We put the hearts in the box.
The heart box video.
Yeah, it's the heart box video because they are cut out.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's 3 of them, so you got lots of choices.
We have another question. Do I need a fume extractor during soldering? Yes.
Yeah, I would say so. And because if you don't have good ventilation in your studio, yes. And you don't want a fan blowing down on you while you're soldering because it'll cool your soldering iron off. But you can always set like a small fan off the edge of the table and turn it around and let it suck instead of blow on you, and it'll remove those fumes. But the best way to do it, the surefire way to remove what you're doing, 2 things: get a fume extractor and don't use paste flux. Paste flux smokes so bad, and remember guys too, if you're soldering and the tip of your tongue starts to tingle or burn, your fumes are getting too thick in the air for you. Remember that. So you must remove those fumes while you're soldering.
Okay. Ray put up the twisted lead video, so you don't have to buy a special tool for that.
Thank you, Ray.
Everyone has a
Drill.
drill.
Yeah, everybody has a drill. So remember too, when you're twisting that up, it's going to shrink. So remember, don't try to keep pulling on it because it's going to shrink as you twist it up because you're taking up volume on the
I guess
lid.
you could do wire like that too when you want to do the wire.
You can.
Okay.
Because I've had somebody tell me the other day that they've been using the twisted wire and it's very hard to work with. So twist your own wire and use a pre-tinned wire when you twist it, and then you'll find that it'll solder a lot easier too.
Okay, and we have a how to cut a glass heart on a short. I remember that. We did a short on that too.
We did, yeah.
Okay, someone
But
said...
we'll be cutting one in February. I'm sorry, Barbara, I interrupted
Someone
you.
said that inland is slow on shipping. Is there a problem? We haven't heard anything.
I haven't heard anything. Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
Okay. Thank you, Augustine Machine.
Hey,
Thank
man,
you.
thank
we
you.
appreciate that.
We appreciate that very much. So remember, guys, when you do a super chat, a super sticker, all of this helps support our channel, and it's greatly appreciated because as we grow, you grow.
And he says, thank you for your kindness and generosity and sharing all of our epic knowledge with us. He is so grateful.
It's
Thank you,
just my
Augustine
style,
Machine.
but I'm glad that it helps you. I appreciate it, and so does Barbara.
We appreciate you.
Uh-oh, she's got the bubbles going on.
I got the bubbles going.
And
what is this
We
right
got
here?
another light. Hold on.
Low cost. I didn't see that.
Oh,
$6.99.
look, oh, thank you so much. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
So we got all the lights
And
going.
do you have a question? If either one of you have a question, we'll be glad to answer it right now before we go to the next segment. Okay.
Would you use, there's one right there. Would you use a Dremel tool? Karen,
Where are-
Kelly, right
Kelly,
above low
would you
cost.
use a Dremel tool to help grind the center V? To drill the hole in the center V.
Well,
for the
that would
heart.
be up to you. I'm not sure how you drill holes, and that's fine. Using a Dremel tool, but make sure it stays cool because if it overheats, and then you want to make sure you use at least a 1/16 of an inch hole if you're going to use a Dremel tool. Because remember, you've got to bring that score around right into that. And then in order to get that out, you're probably going to have to, once you run it, you're probably going to have to turn your running pliers over, listen for that pop, and it should just come right out.
Right.
But watch the video that Ray has posted. Ray, thank you again.
Right. So let's see. Okay. Oh, there's 3 barbers here.
Oh, that's all right. That's cool. Barbara Caldwell's here.
Yeah. And
Cadwell. I'm sorry. I can't see. I'm getting
He's
my eyes done soon.
okay. Let's see what we want to do now. If there's no more questions right now,
Yeah.
versus round. Okay, Susan has one. I
Okay.
saw a comment in a glass group about round the versus round the point and make the glass point with foil on top of the glass and solder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
why
has
not?
a different technique
Why
to do
not?
it. There's no reason
Yes.
not to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a simple
Exactly.
it's a simple technique, and that if that one works for you, that's a great way to do it.
Let's
it
go
works
to
for
glass
somebody
chat,
else.
because that's what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, so we are.
Okay, let me do the close up and bring your
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Wow. So I brought this home from the shop, guys. If y'all don't have one of these sitting on your table for all your different size foils, then you need to get one. And it's called a foil caddy, and it's really a good way to keep your foil from messing up. And then the other thing is Nancy T, she told me at the beginner class last week that she takes her foil caddy and just puts it in a baggie, and when she puts it in a baggie, of course that keeps the humidity off of her foil, but then all she does is she'll just slide her foil caddy back out and she's ready to go.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It's a great idea. So, guys, you probably saw the scalloped foil in my foil caddy. And I brought a little bit of scalloped foil to show you. Now there it is. Now this is on that piece of red iridized glass. One thing I want to say to you about your foil, whether you're using a decorative foil, such as there we go, as the scalloped foil. Now this is kind of like an overlay type thing here. So, or if you're using, I'm gonna pull a piece of foil off here, and always keep a small pair of scissors. Keep a small pair of scissors in your foil caddy so that you can take it and pull it out. And once you pull that out, you can set that off to the side. Now I want to tell y'all about a great little X-Acto knife that I stumbled onto today in the shop. Now I don't have fingernails, so here we go. All right. So when you pull that foil back, now I have cleaned this piece of glass with alcohol. If you're going to do some sort of a foil overlay with a heavy foil or a wide foil, make sure that you not only clean the glass, but clean it well enough. Is that in the picture, Barb?
Yes.
Clean it well enough that it's going to stick. Now, I'm going to show y'all something. Hold on. So getting this right is as important as getting the copper foil right on your edges, okay? Now, I'm going to just peel this around so that we can let it stick. So I've seen a lot of photographs online, of course, of people that are having their foil, but they're having trouble with their solder because it's all bumpy and everything, and they wanted to know why. Well, what I've seen is that they're not taking the top of the foil, and the top is as important as the sides. So I brought a fit home. Everybody should have one of these. If you don't, you need to get one. It's just a simple piece of plastic that works really well. There are also other things you can do, but you see that right there? In order to work with this on a flat surface of the glass to make an overlay with it, all of this has to be flattened out, but it also has to be burnished. And that burnishing, okay, that burnishing is helping that foil stick to the glass, because as we heat this up, that glue is melting, and it is really doing the job that we want it to. So we can take this, and I've done the same thing here. You see how smooth that is? You really want to make sure that all of your foil is burnished, not only on the sides, but also on the tops as you go around your pieces. Now, I thought I had brought something, but anyway, that's cool. We got this. So someone last week, and we said, well, okay, well, we'll show you how to do a foil overlay. So a foil overlay, y'all, is just a piece of copper foil that is much wider, and it's much wider, and
I didn't know if that's
on one surface than on the other. And so what I'm going to do here is we're going to, well, before I get started, remember when you solder this, you got to do it quick, because the more heat you apply to it, the glue is going to pop up. But what I want to do is show you how we can do something totally different with our work. So if I was doing this at the shop, I would have a stencil that I would have made for this so that these were all equal. And what you want to do is you can come down and use this and connect them together. Now I'll show you that. So you can take and that design can stay there. All you do is solder around it. You just have, once you cut it, in order to make an overlay, you want to make sure that you burnish it one more time, and then this will be able to be soldered. Now something else that looks really nice is you can take your square, and this is really hard to see because of the lighting, but I want you to see that if you do something, you can use a wide piece of foil, and you can take this just like that. There you go.
Very nice.
So you can take that and do that. And you don't even have to do anything if you just use the scalloped foil. The scalloped foil is overall a little bit fatter than 1/4 of an inch, not much, but it works fine when I didn't put this on the edge because I wanted you to see the full foil width, but this works good. You can put it around the edge, and this scalloped foil, y'all, is beautiful, beautiful.
And it's
for boxes.
It's now available on our Amazon page.
That's right, it is. It's available on our Amazon page. So then something else that I want to share with you about doing overlays, and I didn't have any at the shop, but this is a copper sheeting. Now we have the copper sheeting that has the adhesive on the back of it. It's got a paper just like the copper foil. And the other cool thing about this is, of course, get a pair of scissors that this is, you're only going to use the scissors for this, okay? So you can take this and then this right here, all this does, once you cut this out, then you can peel the adhesive off the back of the copper foil. And then this is going to give you, I'll just get rid of this right here. This is going to give you a really interesting look. Instead of cutting a bunch of pieces, this will work really nice. Can you still see that?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes I think working with copper sheeting with the adhesive on it for an overlay is kind of like working with the pattern shears. It drives me crazy.
Who drew that?
But we'll set that in there. So now we'll put this down, and if this had the adhesive on it, we could stick that right to the glass, and we could change its color, we can solder it, we can patina it, we can decorative solder it. Why? Because it's just pure sheet copper, you guys. It's sheet copper with an adhesive on the back of it. And that roll is usually like 3 inches by roughly 4 feet. And I think it's, we'll put it up on our page. The only reason we didn't have it today is because they were out of it. So we didn't want to put something up there that wasn't available.
Isn't it on our page now?
Oh, it might be on the page now, yeah.
It's on our, same place you find the Caddy, same place that Ray put up for the foil Caddy. You'll find the, if it's in stock, you'll find
if it's in stock. So we try not to put stuff up there that's not in stock. So you can take this, and again, remember, actually, you know what? I'm going to send this to you in the new box. There's some copper for you. So you're going to take your fid, and you just make sure that it's flat. And then if this were the adhesive copper foil overlay stuff, then you would just attach this to your glass and peel. Look at that. That's awesome. Peel it back and then decorative solder it and do everything that you want to. Another good thing, guys, this fid right here. Somebody said last week, wow, I know that the Silberschnitt 2000 has that paddle on the end and you use that for breaking glass. However, let's look at this like this. And we're in there. There we go. We can still see that. So I'm just going to pull this out. And guys, I want to thank you all for participating in the survey that Barbara did on how you hold your cutters. And come to find out, and all of you should really look at that picture again, okay? The top picture when you did your survey. So here we go. Now you're going to hear this thing screaming because this is a spectrum glass. This is really soft and it's just going to be really nice. Here we go. And that, guys, is 8 pounds of pressure, not 14 or 20, but 8. So we're going to take our fid and put it right there like this, and we're going to push down. And the back end of your fid can be used for breaking your glass, if that's what you so desire. But so this is a water glass, and you can see this how beautiful it is. Okay. Now this piece will be coming in the new box, and then for glass chat in a little bit when we come back, guys, I'm going to share some different textures with you, and we're also going to be cutting another piece of opaque dense glass.
Okay.
Okay.
And I had a couple questions come in.
All right.
While you were demonstrating. Let's go back up here and start at the top. Okay, I have a piece of Yakagani True Dichro, and when I score it, it doesn't break right. What am I doing wrong?
Using Yakagani. No, I'm just kidding. Don't be discouraged with the Yakagani, okay? Because they're annealing because they're of the textures that they use and everything. You just have to work with it a little bit. The other thing that I found is a lot of times when people are using a textured glass or the Yakagani glass, you're pressing too hard on your glass cutter, or what I call standing on it. You don't want to push hard on the cutter, harder on the cutter, just because you're using a different glass. The texture shouldn't matter, and definitely if it's iridized glass, that shouldn't affect your scoring either. So check your, how you're holding your cutter, how hard you're pressing down on it, and a lot of those things are variables that work on different glasses. So, and if you're just starting to use Yakagani, I would get a simpler glass to work with until you become proficient, so that you can be able to cut these glasses, because they're cut every day and they're used every day on different things. So maybe just do a little more practice on that, because Yakagani glass is so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so practice on something else and then work back to your Yakagani, because Yakagani is beautiful glass, and so don't be discouraged. It is beautiful glass, and it is designed to work to cut. So
thank you, Karen. Karen gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, and those 5 members will be in the drawing.
In the drawing, that's
January
right.
31st.
That's right.
Well, the first.
Well, they'll be in the drawing
thing
on February 3rd. That ends January 31st.
Right, and that's next live stream, right? Yeah.
Yeah, next live stream. So we'll be at the next live stream. We'll be doing viewer showcase. And by the way, while we're talking viewer showcase, guys, make sure that you get your photos into us for the viewer showcase in February, on Monday, February the 3rd. And so you can go for that by sending it to viewershowcase@gmail.com. Now, please remember, make sure you put your name so that we know who you are, and also make sure you put just a little blurb about how you got to that point with that window, what your experience was with it, something like that, or just anything that we can share with the viewers about the project that you send us. So we appreciate it.
Thank you, Karen.
And that's viewershowcase@gmail.com. Karen, here you go. Got that light going for you, girl.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karen.
Yes. Okay. Someone asked, would that big piece of, well, who was that? Carol? Was that your question? Asked if that big piece would, the overlay get too hot when soldering.
You have to just solder it. It's not a bead. It's just it's a cover and then the patina over top of it. Yeah. But now the adhesive that's on the sheet copper that's on our website is pretty tough, but you have to make sure that you burnish it really well and make sure that the glass is very clean. But you should be able to this is where you use that full chisel tip and you do it really quick and you get away from it and don't play with it.
And then let it cool if you
and
have
then
to
let
go
it
back.
cool, right.
Don't keep going back.
You can't, with overlays, guys, you can't just sit there and hang on to it with your soldering iron, because remember, it's flat. It's not wrapped around anything. So remember, it's flat. That's all.
Yes.
And Carol, that's a good question, hon. But just remember, like Barbara said, just you can put it on there and then come back to it if you need to. But most of the time, it's going to stay.
Okay. Beth, I'm not sure what you're talking. Did I miss the snowman pictures? I believe you got more than us up here along Lake Superior. Oh, we didn't make a snowman.
We didn't make a snowman, but you know what? I do have a snowball in the
thought
freezer
about
if you want to see it.
Yeah.
I made a snowball and I put
You
it in
made
the
a
freezer.
snowball.
It's in the baggie. I told Barbara we could give it away, but it would be water when you got it.
Yeah, we didn't make a snowman.
No, we didn't.
We would have taken a picture of it.
Well,
We
the
could have
problem,
taken
I can't
pictures
bend
of
over that
somebody
far.
else's snowman.
We could have taken a picture of somebody else's snowman. There were quite a few in the neighborhood, though, y'all.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there were quite a few. Because
It was so cool.
And you know what? I think I remember I said 5 inches. We actually got closer to 7. So it was really, it's really unusual for South Carolina. And the last time that we got a snowstorm like that was in 1989 after Hurricane Hugo came through, and it was prior to Christmas. And that was a double-digit snowstorm for us.
Kim said sometimes warming the Youghiogheny glass
Helps.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah, try it because Youghiogheny is such a beautiful glass. Don't be discouraged. Make sure you use it. If you took the time to buy it, please make sure that you use it. And don't be discouraged. That's all I can tell you. Because I've got Youghiogheny that we're getting ready to use on a project, and I've got some Oceana. Now you talk about something that's a little crazy to cut. Oceana. I didn't bring any Oceana because I don't want to be embarrassed. But
Let's see. Bolton says sometimes I feel like I take too long to solder because I'm scared to crack the glass. How far can you really push before you actually break it?
Well, the glass is only going to take 450 degrees, and remember, your soldering iron somewhere around 580 to 650. So, actually moving faster and using I'm not going to say using my soldering technique. Finding your soldering technique will help you move forward. The touch and go doesn't give it time to get hot, and if you'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're not going to break the glass.
Don't linger.
Yeah. You don't want to linger or burn your finger. But yeah, so 450 degrees is about what that glass is going to take anyway. So.
Yeah. I got a few pictures. Cheers, babe. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Oh.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And guys, hey, if you're in the backgrounds watching the channel, please subscribe. And remember, all of your comments are important. Whether my style or somebody else's style, my style doesn't fit you, it's okay. because it fits a lot of people, and I'm excited to share my knowledge with you guys. I've been doing this for 43 years, and I'm really, I'm not tired yet, and you know what? I still learn things, okay?
Yeah.
I still learn
Something new
all
with
the
every
time.
project.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got a project coming up, y'all. We just cannot wait to show you.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We need to do a glass cutting demo. It's about that time,
We
babe.
can,
It's past
so-
that time, babe.
Well, I tell you,
Honey, babe.
I told, honey, babe.
Honey, babe.
Honey, babe. So I had said last week I'd bring home a couple different textures to share with you.
Oops. Oop.
That's a texture. I textured my elbow. Okay.
Okay. Let's do a close-up.
All right.
Let's do that in slow motion.
Ready?
No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So I'm gonna share this with you. This is if you're in your brick and mortar store and you're looking, this is a granite texture. Okay, I want you to see that. This is a granite texture. And when you're cutting a granite texture or any other texture, make sure that you cut it on the opposite side of it. If you want the texture to show on the upside of your window, remember to turn your pattern over so that the number is down rather than up. And keep in mind, you don't have to change anything. Okay, you don't have to change anything with your score simply because the glass is only textured on one side and there's nothing different about it. It's a mat that they roll it on. That when it comes out, it sticks on it. So first thing we're going to do is we're taking our square, and you guys can see that. We're going to square this up. Now, I've got my silver snip here. Y'all, there's a reason that there's an angle on the back of your glass cutter. That's so, now I'm going to hold it at the angle that I hold it at. So this would be 90 degrees straight up and down, and I've seen people cut glass like that, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's the way you're taught, it's the way you're comfortable, and that's fine. I cut with my cutter at about 40 degrees, which is about right there, okay? 40 degrees. 90, half of that, 45, probably 40 degrees is where I hold it. So that angle right there allows you to move your cutter at the angle that it's comfortable in your hand. That's what that is. And on the silver snit cutter, the screw, just like on the TC cutter, is on the angle side of the cutter head. Now, I will say this cutter head doesn't interchange with the 5000, and the 5000 cutter head doesn't interchange with the 4000. So just keep that in mind. And I mean, there's a lot of discussion out there about how to hold your cutter. I'm not going to tell you mine's the right way or the wrong way, but I'm going to tell you that it works. And when I come off of the glass, I don't have any trouble with my glass breaking, and it is at a perfect angle. So this is the angle. Let me do this. This is the angle that I hold my cutter at. Now, do you see where that angle is on the glass? Do you see it? Let me hold it up to the top. There you go. This is the angle that I hold my cutter at, right there. And you see that angle right there? If I had that right there, I couldn't hold my angle on it without lifting the wheel up. So, you know, it's personal preference. If you cut straight up and down like this, you hold the cutter. Some people hold the cutter like this in between their index and their middle finger, and that's a great way to hold your glass cutter. But if you're going to do that way, you're cutting straight up and down, just like this. And I can cut straight up and down. I can cut sideways. But that's not the point. The point is to use your glass cutter. Try to remember to use your glass cutter the correct way, and I promise you that you'll get much better results out of what you're doing.
What is that glass, sir?
This is a Wismac right here. This is actually an amber with a green and red, and it's a LL. You can look it up on the Wismac's website. They make one glass that looks like this. It's red and green on amber, and it's got a LL behind it. So when I'm grabbing these glasses to share with y'all, Some of you are going to have to, some of them you're going to have to look up yourself because I grabbed them. They've already been cut up. They're small pieces.
The number's not
The
on
number's
there
not on them.
anymore.
I'm here to share them with you, to share the textures with you, to share the sounds with you, to share all those different things. Like, for instance, this is a hammered. Throw me back in the middle, Barb.
Okay.
This is a Wismac hammered, okay? This is a 315. There's your number. This is a 315 Wismac hammered. And that's what a hammered looks like, guys. See that? Isn't that pretty? It's gorgeous. It's at a square. And we're going to square it up. But because it's a transparent, it's a Wismac, you know what it's going to sound like? It's going to sound just like this. It's really a nice glass to work with. You're going to find it in most churches. You're going to find it. It's a very warm glass. Actually, Barbara and I did a church one time that had 580 square feet of stained glass windows of this glass. Remember that, Barbara?
Yes, I do.
It's so pretty, and those windows are still living long lives.
Yes.
It's very pretty. But this is a Wismac 315, and that's their hammered texture. So I've shared with you two of Wismac's really popular textures, which is their granite and their hammered. Now, I think that, let me see. Oh, this is what I wanted to show y'all.
Yeah, I was wondering when you were going to bring that up.
Okay, so this is an overlay. Okay, this is 3/8 foil. It's wrapped on the side, on the back side, and I still had room to cut the center of a tree branch out of it, and there you go. Now that you guys can see this, right? It's an iridized, it's a bullseye, and the color on the background of this and the light is a really rich purple. It's a grape purple. This is a beautiful glass. So when you have a piece of glass like this, and you just want that nice little right there like that. And a lot of you have an X-Acto knife, but if you don't have an X-Acto knife, I found 5 of these in Barbara's copper foil bin today. And it's a box cutter, but man, let me tell you something. It really works great on cutting copper foil.
Can't remember where I got that, but I'll look and see.
And I was really excited to find it. And then when I did a little experiment at the shop today, I found out that it's just really a nice way to do overlays.
Nice.
So you can take this, and then once you solder this, all that's going to be open. All that iridescence is going to show, and then when you patina it, it's going to pop. So let me just show you what that piece of glass actually looks like. Look at this.
Nice.
Isn't that beautiful?
Mm-hmm.
So just wanted to tell y'all that I'm going to send a piece of this in that box with you. So.
Okay.
And make sure when you have this, just like your X-Acto knife, the blade's going to stay there. But with this one, you can pull the blade back in so it doesn't jab you, stab you, or ruin your day. And then this one, we're going to share this one with you. Okay, this is a Kokomo. This is a Kokomo 605. Okay, it is a cobalt blue. It's a very common glass. And when Kokomo decides they're going to start making glass again, then hopefully they'll make some of this too. So, they have a beautiful shop, but they're just I don't know what's going on. I would really, because my suppliers can't get their glass, and so that just tells me they're still not making it. But this Kokomo 605 is really a nice glass to cut. It's got some seeds in it. It looks great in the light. It makes beautiful borders. Here we go. Remember, when you're cutting glass, y'all, depress the head. And if you need to use your grousers, remember, take your index finger knuckle, put underneath, and pull down and away. Remember, down and away. And if you'll do that, you won't stab yourself. But hey, so this is a Kokomo 605. It's really a pretty glass, y'all. It is really, really a pretty glass. If you're looking for borders, you're working on a church window, you need a beautiful midnight sky, this is your glass right here.
And it looks really good with the,
And look, yeah, these two colors look really good together. So if we have this and this, look at that. You know, that's really, really pretty.
striking.
It's striking. Okay. So I've got one more glass that I'm going to share with y'all. This is a bullseye. Okay, this is a bullseye mint green. You'll find that they have four different shades or densities of this, and they also make it in a transparent. But what I want you to hear, and I know that we cut some opaque glass last week, and somebody said, well, I don't know about you, but I heard the score. No, you didn't. You heard the wheel turning on the glass. You didn't hear the score, I promise you. You heard the steel wheel on the glass rolling on it. This is a very dense glass. Okay? And you didn't hear the score. I'm sorry. This is a very dense glass. So
And you can see the white when you turned it up. Stacked on top. The light.
yeah.
See?
So this is again, guys. You know, if I don't pretend to know everything, but I can promise you, if I tell you that you can't hear the score on this particular dense glass or on most dense glasses, believe it, because if you're not gonna hear it, that's fine. But the other thing, like we talked last week, and somebody gave me several thumbs up and a very nice comment about this right here. Putting a dot where your running pliers need to go, because again, on dense glass, you can't hear the score, and a lot of times you can't see it. So there you go, guys. I hope that helps you all out. Cutting the thing that I would never want you guys to do is become frustrated at scoring and cutting glass. It's one of the hardest things to become proficient at in this process. Whether you're working with lead or you're working with you're working with copper foil, any of those things, cutting the glass is the most important part. If you can't cut the glass to the pattern, then you spend time grinding. It's not going to fit in the lead correctly, and the window is not going to look the way you want it to. So, and we have a new video coming out this week, don't we?
If we can get it done, yes.
Yeah.
We're going to have a new video out this week, of course, and we'll probably have several shorts and a new
should.
video.
We
We
should.
may have two new. We're trying to get it. We're trying to get a certain video done, and
Well, it's just taking a little bit of time because
but there will be a new video
Yeah.
out this week. No worry. Look for it. You know.
So practice, guys. Practice on your glass. Practice on window glass before you go buy an expensive glass like Yakagani and Oceana. All of those glasses are nice to cut, but they're also expensive, and they're really expensive to learn on.
Yes.
That's all I
So
can
practice
say.
on your
Practice
window glass.
on window glass and on transparent or cathedral glasses. Something soft like Spectrum. Wismac, I think, is the best in the business at the annealing process, I think. Because any glass that they make with any texture, you can cut with ease.
Yes. Those of you who want to become a member, I've made it a little bit easier for you. If you go to the ARTyRV page on YouTube, at the very top, it says, you'll see a little blue link. And it says this and 11 more links. It's at the top. Click on that link and it'll take you to the member page.
Right. Yeah, Barbara spent a lot of time on this afternoon and this part of this morning working on that and getting it ready.
And also the toolbox. Check out the toolbox. Check out our logo items. We appreciate every little bit of support you can give us. It's not we don't make a whole lot of money on that
No,
stuff,
but
but every
it
little
all
bit
adds up.
helps.
You know, a little
Yeah.
bit, it all adds up. And remember, guys,
Mostly we
when
like
you're
to
breaking your glass, chase the run.
Chase the run, and we'll have some more. We'll have what's the other one we're doing? Down and Away,
Down and Away.
and Glass Chat.
And glass chat.
And we also have some T-shirts with just the play button on them, and some hats. So
Yeah.
we'll do some more cups, and let us know what your favorite colors are, and we'll add those in, and we'll make sure we get those.
I want Barbara
products.
I want a purple shirt myself. or
I'm going to get him a
violet
purple shirt.
I want a
The
purple shirt. I'll be wearing a purple shirt.
The
It's
purple
gorgeous.
T-shirt, long sleeve T-shirt is beautiful.
It really is.
That's what I'm getting next. So, just want to warn you. Okay.
And I usually
I
don't
might
wear
get
hats,
that for
y'all, but this is a
Valentine's
nice
Day.
hat. This is a comfortable hat. It's very nice.
I might get that purple shirt for Valentine's Day. That would be pretty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think I had another question. Les wanted to know, did you see that Franklin Art Glass FR75 that looks like water, the ocean side FR75 that looks like
No, I don't, because I don't use Oceanside unless I really absolutely have to use it. Simply because I'm not going to be fusing with it, and I'm paying for fusible glass. So, yeah, I mean, they make some beautiful glasses, and you know, like Spectrum. Of course, they used to be Spectrum. Oceanside, their glasses is very soft. It's easy to cut, and you know, again, it's less frustrating. And Les, welcome back, buddy. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you guys are well.
We hope everyone's doing great tonight, and we are going to come back here Monday. Can you believe what time it is?
No, I can't.
February 3rd.
Right? Yeah,
We'll
because
have
the
our
31st
drawing.
is Friday. Yeah.
We'll have our drawing.
We'll have viewer showcase. And don't forget, guys, viewershowcase@gmail.com. Send us your photos. And it's Valentine's month.
It's Valentine's month.
Yeah.
So hug,
So we'll
your,
have
hug your people.
Hug your honey.
Hug your honey love. Okay, guys, we got to go. We're going to order some pizza, and we hope you all stay well, be happy, and we'll see you next week on the ARTyRV channel.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody. Okay, let's see.
Thank you, guys. And you new members, remember, Karen gifted 5 members. So, guys, pick them up real quick. And don't forget to look for your name on the new member showcase at the end of the show. Thank you guys so much. For the ARTyRV channel, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
Thank you guys. Good night. Stay
Bye-bye.
warm.